So we know that the very first two signings that Barcelona is going to be making will be Gundogan and Inigo Martinez. We have heard that everything regarding Inigo Martinez and Barcelona is already wrapped up. He will be a Barcelona player for sure. It's very little cost. Barcelona do not have to give out so much for Inigo, which is why he will be the first signing. The same thing with Gundogan. Gundogan is going to be a free transfer. Barcelona is also willing to offer Gundogan a 3 to 4 million euro a year contract, and everything does look to be ready. There has been a lot of sources claiming that Gundogan is going to be giving out his definitive answer within the next 24 hours, and the only thing that we know is that his answer is to play for FC Barcelona and nothing more. Gundogan finally achieved what he wanted to achieve with Manchester City, which is to win the Champions League. He has basically hit the pinnacle of football, which is why now he's looking for a brand new journey. And so it does make a lot of sense. And to have Gundogan at this Barcelona squad is going to be amazing. We know that having a midfield of Gundogan, Pedri, Frenkie, and Gavi would be a midfield that would be very, very dominant. And Xavi Hernandez can also achieve a lot with that type of midfield. So it's very, very exciting. And for those of you guys who have just been following the Barcelona news lately, one of the reasons why Xavi Hernandez wants Gundogan is because of the following. He is a good free agent opportunity. He's very versatile. The club does need an interior of his quality just in case a player like Pedri or Gavi does ever get injured. Also because of his scoring abilities and because of his experience. He has been in situations where it is very intense. You are demanded way more. Gundogan has played the highest level of Champions League football. With Frenkie, Gavi, Pedri, they have not really done that yet, which is why Xavi Hernandez does see Gundogan's transfer as an absolute win. Now, this is not what I really want to talk about for today. Again, the only reason why I'm assessing these two transfers is because I want us to understand that these are going to be the first two transfers, and then later in the summer, we're going to be looking at other players, because now knowing that Messi will not be coming to Barcelona, there's a lot of room in the wage bill, and Barcelona can do a lot of damage. And one of the players that has been talked about so much in the past 48 hours has been Vitor, Ansu Fati, and Kimmich. And so let's first talk about the latest regarding Vitor, because we know that Barcelona do need a backup striker, a striker that can score a lot of goals. We need the next big thing, and the player that we have been eyeing has been Vitor, who does play in Brazil at the moment. And so it does say here that Barcelona will be making a move for Vitor very, very soon as the exits are done. They do see him as the #1 goal for the backup striker this summer. As a matter of fact, this deal can so be confidently done that the player has even said time and time again, he is blocking other offers from Europe. He only wants to play at Barcelona. And so right now it is expected for Barcelona, and this is according to Javi Miguel, that the club is going to be paying 40 million euros, and they will be paying these 40 million euros in installments, and they're going to have Vitor on a 5-year deal. Again, the only thing that is missing is for Barcelona to do the first few moves, which is to let go of certain players. Now look, you guys already know my whole idea about how I do think about our backup striker. I just feel like Barcelona should go for Julian Alvarez just because we can. So like, why not try? Why not go for someone like him who has proven to be a top player in top moments? Like, he has delivered in the World Cup, he has delivered in the Champions League, he has delivered in the Premier League. And you look at how Julian Alvarez did not even play a single minute in that final between City and Inter Milan. Like, I don't know, like, I'm not trying to speak for him, but could Julian feel some type of way for not being a big protagonist in his team? Because he knows that he can't show up. He has done it for Argentina, and he can definitely do it for Manchester City. So maybe Julian eventually, I don't know, it could happen this summer, maybe in the next summer, maybe think about going to a different club where he is given more prominence, which is why I want Barcelona to kind of go halfway for Julian and to see what Julian would say. Because the moment Julian says, yes, I'll be interested, like, yeah, I can go play for Barcelona, maybe we can work out on a deal, maybe go on a loan for about 2 years and maybe a year, and we'll see how things do plan out in the future. But look, if Barcelona's not even going to bother going for Julian Alvarez, then fine, that's okay. If we're going for Vitor, this is going to be another player that I do have a lot of faith on. He's a great Brazilian star who has been scoring a lot of goals lately for his club and country, and he seems very, I would say, enthusiastic and optimistic every time he's on the field. He plays with a lot of energy, and you can really see that through the player's performance. He just gives that extra spark to his teams, and he can definitely do that at Barcelona if everything is done right. So we'll see what Barcelona does in the next couple of days. Now moving on towards Ansu Fati, because look, let me give you guys some context. Many are expecting for Ansu to be sold for around 70 to 80 million euros. Jorge Mendes wants to let go of this player. He wants to say, hey Ansu, leave Barcelona. Barcelona are not going to give you a lot of prominence. It doesn't seem like things are working out for you. And I have been speaking to Xavi, and Xavi has been saying some things. Maybe you should go to a team like Newcastle. Maybe you should go to a team like Arsenal. Maybe you should go to a team like Manchester United. There's a lot of offers for you here, and I can definitely help you on a move. But the thing is that Ansu Fati does want to stay. So he's receiving a lot of pressure in his circle, but Ansu Fati is staying strong currently. He's saying, I don't want to move. I want to succeed at Barcelona, and I want to make Frankie here because I love this club. I understand that I have not been at my best, like how I used to, like 2 or 3 years ago, but I can do it. Just give me one more season. And it says here that Ansu Fati wants to succeed at Barcelona at all costs. 1 week after the international break is done, he plans to get back up to work again. Barcelona considers him as a transferable player, but there's still yet to be a conversation between Barcelona, Xavi, and Ansu Fati regarding the player's future. Fati will have the final say, but the last time he spoke to Xavi, the coach said, we're waiting for the financial fair play, which is he's basically saying that if there's offers for you, right, Ansu, then you're probably going to be sold and I'm not going to mind letting you go. That is basically what Xavi Hernandez is saying. Now, I hope, right, and this is the one thing that I pray does happen. I hope that Ansu Fati stays because let me tell you guys, I'm a big fan of Ansu and I want Ansu to stay and I want him to succeed. We know his capabilities. We know his ceiling. I want him to pull what Frankie de Jong pulled last summer. Do you guys remember what Barcelona were trying to do with Frankie de Jong? They wanted to let go of that player because they believed that he had no spot. They're like, Frankie, go to Manchester United. Frankie, go to this club. And there's a lot of like pressures going on in the circle of Frankie de Jong. I don't know if you guys remember that, but I remember that preseason match or like that first game that Barcelona held at the Camp Nou last year. Frankie de Jong did not look so happy. He looked very, I would say, out of place. And you can just see that he was frustrated because he knew that the club and the people in the club wanted him to leave. But Frankie persevered. He stayed. And he's like, no, I know that this is a tough moment for me, but I'm going to get through this and I'm going to show you guys why I deserve to be here and why I am top quality. And look at where Frankie is today. He is top quality. He is a untransferable player. You cannot move Frankie away from this team. And now many of us are saying that Frankie should stay here until he's 35, 36 years old. He's just untouchable. And he's definitely in the starting 11 under Xavi Hernandez. And Xavi Hernandez does know that. And I hope that the same thing does happen to Ansu Fati. Ansu Fati goes through this summer. He says, no, I'm not going here. No, I'm not going here. I don't care if you guys want me gone. I'm going to stay here and I'm going to prove to you guys why I believe I'm the best. And then Ansu Fati goes into the next season and he scores 20, 30 goals and he proves to the world why he is top quality. I hope that Ansu Fati proves like how Frankie did prove last year. And look, let me tell you, like Jorge Mendes even told Gigantes that, you know, Ansu Fati wants to stay. He scored 3 goals in the last few games for Barcelona. He's one of the best young players in the world. And he even said that one day he'll win the Ballon d'Or. Like he's saying that Ansu Fati is a great player, but we know that Jorge Mendes and Ansu have been talking and Jorge Mendes has been saying, you should leave. You're top quality. Look at how I speak about you to the media because you're an amazing player, but you don't need to be here at Barcelona because Xavi Hernandez does not even give you the chance. So it's a chess game that Jorge Mendes is playing. I'm not saying that Jorge Mendes is a bad agent. I'm not saying that he's like an agent with bad intentions. I understand that he's trying to do right for Ansu and for himself, obviously, because he is an agent. But at the end of the day, let's have Ansu Fati stay. Let's support him. Go through his Instagrams, go through his socials and say, you got this, stay, do not leave, quedate, whatever, right? Just support this player and we'll see what does happen next season because I just feel like, right, deep down inside me, I feel like something will happen for Ansu that is going to be monumental. And so now lastly, I want to just quickly talk about Kimmich because a few days ago, right, it has been said according to Fernando Porto that Kimmich is willing to take the next steps to join FC Barcelona. Again, this was happening a few days ago, but I wanted to wait and see how this story did play out because I felt like it was too good to be true. Because you know what this means, right? It basically means that Kimmich is willing to tell Bayern, hey, I want you to sell me. I want to go to FC Barcelona and I'm going to do the exact same thing that Lewandowski did last summer of 2022, which was in 2022. And I'm like, no way. Like, no way is Kimmich going to do what Lewandowski did. And no way is Barcelona going to be signing Kimmich because having Kimmich and Gundogan in this summer would just be a dream. It would be a fairy tale. Like, if we end up having Pedri, Gavi, Frankie, Kimmich, and Gundogan as our midfield options, I would be like, can someone wake me up? Can someone please just wake me up from this dream? Or like, if we end up signing Kimmich and Gundogan by the end of this month or by the end of July, I would tell somebody to just punch me into a coma and wake me up in November when all of these players in the midfield are in their primes and they're playing at the highest level because I could not wait to see that. Now, Fernando Porto has also said that Xavi has made this clear to the board. He wants them to move for Kimmich and try their best. Barcelona knows how difficult this operation is going to be, but they'll try to fulfill Xavi's request. We know that Xavi Hernandez is a huge fan of Kimmich and he would love to have Kimmich in the midfield. Now, Kimmich has said through the media that all of this is false news, or he says something like that. And he said that what we're building at Bayern is going to be something special and blah, 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 blah. Like, I have no idea. I just feel like whatever Kimmich is saying right now is something that he does have to say because he is under contract. But we'll see what happens when Barcelona makes the first move for Kimmich. We'll see how he reacts. Because if Barcelona do not make the first move, Kimmich will not say that he wants to move away from Bayern Munich. So that is going to be the latest regarding all of these players. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.